Welcome back, folks. This is part 2 of a trip up Ninemile Canyon to a place called Redman Village. We initially glassed this structure from the road, and I decided to fly the drone up to see what we could see. I was not disappointed. If you'd have heard the original conversation, there was a lot of excitement, oohing and ahhing going on, but I'd seen this picture before, this particular wall, never knew where it was. Now we do. The interesting thing was there's a lot more to this place up here than just this wall. There's a cliffside structure, there's multiple structures down below, there's a Fremont pit house behind it. It's just amazing to be up here. I had to have a little fun with the drone, wanted to see what she could do. Does not disappoint, although later on in the movie it does disappoint. But that's for later on. You can come up here. This is a big defensive structure right here. Lookout window going through it, and there's a whole wall that goes across this particular peninsula. As you can see right here coming up, there it is. There's a wall that goes all the way across. This was quite defensible. Go a couple of yards up the mountain from it, and there's a Fremont pit house up in this area. This pit house is kind of interesting. I waffle on it, whether or not it actually was or wasn't, but I believe it is, and it's 100% legit in my opinion. Like most Fremont houses, there's not a lot still standing, but you can see the structure in the ground and some of the stones that are still stacked to form where they used to live. We're going to fly down around the front side of the defensive structure. There's the valley down below, so they had a really good view. No one was really getting up here without them seeing them coming, that's for certain. We hiked it, and it was a little bit more than what I anticipated, but you can do it. Be safe. Remember where we're at, and don't trash the place. Here's several other structures located just a little ways below it on the base, and I'm sure there's a lot more that we didn't see with the drone, and to tell you the truth, we didn't do near the exploration that I would like to go back and do. This initial finds are always rush, and it's only afterwards that you think, dang it, we should have looked more. So hopefully I'll get back to this site and get to spend a lot more time up here looking around. This is kind of a two-fingered rock outcrop here. And on one was a defensive structure, and on the other one was another living structure and what could have been a giant granary up in there. It's quite extensive here. Stones are still stacked. There's soot blackening on the roof up above it. I found, well, I won't tell you what I find. You'll have to watch the video, but I find some interesting stuff here. The site is outstanding. If you get a chance, and you can do it respectfully, you always got to put that in there. Don't trash it for everybody, but enjoy the site, explore it to your heart's content. I kind of wish I'd have flown my bigger drone up here. The video would be more stable, but I think this little one really shows the motion and a lot of action. Now we're going to take off and head across. See you when we get there. So we're standing over the pit house, or the cliff house, which is right over here. As a defensive structure, right there. Whew. And the pit house is just above it. Oh, look at this little runoff right here.
Yeah. Can you imagine the water coming off of here?
You know, question.
Yeah.
Is it just gone because of time? Say anywhere from, what is it, 8 to 1200 years
Right.
they were here?
Right.
So would you not have put a wall across this? Daubed it in? It would have given you a couple of days of water every time it rained.
True.
And then, you know, the rain just washed it all down inside there.
It'd be interesting to go down there and check to see what we can find as well.
It's a pretty little pine tree. I like that.
Oh, look at the site. Oh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna dump it right
There. Can you see it? So right behind me is the Fremont house, right there. Defensive position, right here. I'm gonna step away from that cliff edge. There's the valley. And then right over there is where their dwelling structure was. All right, I'm ready to walk up, do the big reveal.
Let's do it. Okay, remember, my backpack is on the wall.
Important point. And you know, if we have to, we can always look back at the video when we get home and go, oh yeah, they're right, that's where she did put it. Oh, thank you. Look at this. Look at this little lichen. Can you see it? It's a little star shape. Squirrel! There's the defensive structure. Look at that thing. As you may have noticed, I've been unable to blur out a lot of the video in this one. That's because if I did, you folks wouldn't see anything. So please, have some respect, show some discretion. It took a lot of time to build up that foundation on that thing. And don't trash this beautiful site. There's the survey pin. Well, I didn't take pictures of the other two survey pins. There's the survey pin right there. Partially out of the ground. Completely out of the ground. Yeah, that structure came all the way across here. All the way out to the end. Okay, I had to get away for an editorial note. But this, you know, there was a round structure here. Mm-hmm. And you can see I've heard something. They got a name for it or something like this, but this center stone, I have a feeling, was integral to this round. It's almost sitting directly right in the center of it. But now look at the doorway. This was a massive structure, or was it? I mean, that's a sweet doorway. Nice lintel going across it. But is it a doorway or just a window? Because who would be coming up that way? So There's very little, if none, daubing that even looks like it was here. This looks like a completely dry stack set to me. I think any mud is in there just through happenstance. But look at how pretty it was stacked. I'm going to go ahead and give it a push and show you how sturdy it is. Psych.
You would be going off with it. Man.
Look at this doorway. How many people have crossed over that particular doorstep right there? Or was it a window? I mean, you're sitting awful low. Did they have this dug out deeper at one point? Now, which one came first? If that is really a Fremont house, a lookout, and then the Pueblo, the cave shelter.
Me? Defensive structure first to not see what we're doing up here.
Defensive, you think? But now, did the Pueblo or did the Fremont really need defensive?
True.
I mean, they stuck their houses right up on the tops of this.
But then you have the youths moving in that weren't.
That was later on at the end.
Yeah. So we can't date these? I don't know.
Oh, here. So come on, I'll get a, let me put up, oh, look at that. It's gorgeous. Now we're coming over here. This is a Fremont pit house, I believe. What used to be. Somebody stacked some rocks here, but there's too many rocks sitting right here in this specific position. As you can see. Could be a new construction for all I can tell. People would quit doing that, we wouldn't have these problems at taking guesses. There's another nice square structure right here. We'll know if we can find a surveyor's pin up here. It's going to do me good. I'm going to call it a pit house, a Fremont pit house. It's a 50-50 as whether or not it is or isn't. But I don't see a surveyor's mark. So let's go 45-55 that it isn't. After looking at the drone footage once I got home, you can definitely see there was a pit house here. And it would stand to reason it would be above the lookout in the defensive position. If I was going to build something, this is where I would build it. And that's where the last one was. They generally put a living structure behind. So we're going to go 55% that it is, the 45% that it isn't. Because this is another one that I've been to. Cliff structures, probably one. Might have been 2 and 3 altogether. But they had a defensive structure. And then right behind it, they had a pit house. This could very well be what's left of it. Gonna take some pictures. As I promised earlier in the video, I'm putting my drone up and I'm going to try to catch some more photos and videos of the cliff house. As you can see, the wind has sort of died down, but I must have caught some stray breeze coming around the corner here. No matter how good you think you are or how well you have things under control, you can always count on Murphy to show up. And he does, and I find myself picking my drone up at the base of the cliff. Right over there is where my drone is. My little FPV. Not sure what happened. I was gonna fly it over there from here. Everything was looking good. Now there's no wind. Wind came up and just slammed it into the rock. So that kind of dictates where our outbound hike is gonna be. There's the Jeep, although you probably never see this, so doesn't matter where that is. But it was a great place. Like I said, came up here with my friend Lisa. I think that's 55% that is a Fremont pit house. It's in the right location for it, although I wasn't able to find a marker for it.
Yep.
This one has a marker and it's extensive. It comes over here, down over there. It's got a circular behind that one. It's got a wall base comes over here. It's massive. And hardly anybody knows about it. We'll see you guys later. So we just got down from the top. Thought we were done, heading to another site. When I looked over to the left, and you can see more pictographs. Just goes to show, no matter how much you think you may have seen, may have known, we found a brand new spot today that we've only heard about it. We found additional spots that I've never heard about. That spot up there with the grain, I've never heard about that. I've seen the cliff structure, or the defensive structure, but I never saw the other one. And now we're finding these on the way out. W.R. Peacock, thank you for writing it over there as opposed to across the Pictographs. Well, folks, thanks for coming along on this particular hike. Maybe I'll get this one out. I found out that there's a bunch that I've missed. So hopefully I'll get this one out. And as always, thanks for the travels. Be safe.